Hey, in today's video, I am going to show you an afterpatch method to freeze Lord of Blood, the boss that is located in the Dynasty midpoint, Lost Grace. We are going to be going over this today, and this is going to be the fastest method that will allow you to skip the phase 2, or pretty much his transformation stage where he grows the wings out. We are going to completely skip that, and the best way to do this is to head to this location right here on the map. The reason why we are heading to this location, or this Lost Grace, is because we are going to fight an invader. The only way this will pop up is if it is during night. Again, as a friendly reminder, this will only pop up during the night. Now, this will not work if you try to fast forward the time at this Lost Grace. You will have to travel on your mount to this Lost Grace in order for the invader to pop up. Once the enemy is neutralized, what you will receive is a bell, and we will be taking this to the two maidens eventually. Next up, we will need a recipe, and we'll need to go to this location, which a lot of you should be familiar with. Once you do, go to the lower section and you will find an item right here on this body. Now that we have retrieved this item, we now need to farm some feathers. This is quite easy because all you need to do is go to this church, which is located right at the beginning of the game. And once you head northeast, you'll want to take out these birds. If you have a bow, this is the best option because you do not want to use your sword, otherwise they will fly away, and you do not want that, I guess. I mean, essentially, you're still going to get the item, but you're going to miss out on those extra birds, right? Or falcons, or whatever the heck this thing is. I don't know the official name, so excuse me for that. But let's get into the rest of the video. When you do take out this enemy or this bird, or we should just say a victim, right? Because it's not doing anything. It's not like it's attacking us, but just take them out and then retrieve the items. All we need is the flight pinion, but if you want, go ahead and collect the foot fowl because you can then use that to craft some golden ones, which can be used later on in the video. Now, we just need 2 more items, and after this, you'll no longer need to do anything else, and you're going to be able to take out that boss easily. We then want to head to the Rose Church, which a lot of you should be familiar with this from the past videos. All you want to do is head to this location. We are not talking to the NPC. What we are going to be doing is retrieving some of these materials on the side. We will then retrieve the blood rose, which all we want to do with these is collect a decent amount, same with the feathers and all that. When you have collected the blood rose, just fast travel to the Lost Grace and then travel back. You do not need to interact with that grace because the enemies and everything should be refreshed already. Last but not least, what we have to do is then go over to the two maidens and offer up that bell. Once we have done this, we can then purchase these thin bones, which we will need. This way, you do not have to farm those dang wolves or whatever it is in order to collect a good amount. Once you have all the materials that you possibly can acquire, you then want to craft the Bloodborne arrow. Make sure it is the flesh because you need that feathers at the end in order to reach the boss. What we then want to do is drop the arrows that we just crafted. The reason why is because we are going to come back to this if we do run out. Which in the video, I did not run out, so I'm just doing this to be extra cautious, right? What we want to do is then go back to the Lost Grace and interact with it. Do not fast travel to this Lost Grace because you will lose your arrows. Trust me, I did it and it was pretty crappy, guys. If you happen to overcraft, what will happen is it will send the additional arrows to your Lost Grace, and then when you interact with it, it will refill you automatically. So now, what do we need to do? We need to head to the OG spot. But instead of jumping, we will then want to whip out a bow. At this point, we are going to attach the Bloodbone arrows. Again, make sure they are fletched because if they are not, they will not fly as far and you are going to have a miserable time. At this point, we want to point the cursor at the boss and slightly move to the right. You then want to put the cursor a little bit above the egg and above the boss and continuously shoot. You will notice in about 7 to 10 arrows, it will start to do some bleed damage. At this point, you can then switch it up with the poison arrows, which is what I highly recommend. This way you can add some additional damage to the health bar. Now, I'm telling you guys, you do not need to take out the boss with all of your arrows. All we want to do is alternate between poisoning the enemy and then using the Bloodbone arrow, because what will happen is the boss will then fall down to its knees as if you were going to stab it right in its chest or in its back. Instead, what will happen is the boss will be completely frozen and you will no longer be able to shoot the arrows at the boss. At this point, you could then go past the green mist and the boss will be completely frozen. The best part about this is it will completely skip the second phase for this boss. So if you guys have been doing the method prior, which was using the shackles, do not do that. Just do the method that I'm showing you in the video. This way you can ultimately skip that whole entire second phase and just attack the boss right away. There might be a chance when you do stagger the enemy that it may come back alive, but do not worry, because what will happen is it will still completely skip that second phase no matter what. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and make sure that you are subscribed and you turn on all the notifications. If you have not, join our Discord down below. And let's give a huge shout out to all of the current YouTube members. I want to give a huge shout out to Monkey Nuts, Diabolic Raider, Merciless, Hell Inc., Tyrone, C, X3, Chicago Bears, King and Nasty, Captain Ziggy, Jace S, Mike H, Big Case, Captain Awesome, I Become Death, Syringes, and Dixie. Thank you all for remaining as current YouTube members, and I hope that you guys continue to support this channel, even if I'm not making Fallout 76 content at the current moment. So other than that, I will see you guys on the next video.